experience giving lectures to some kind of newer devotees and in India, but this is a little different experience. But thank you all for giving me the opportunity for my own purification to speak on Caitanya Caritamrita. Just reading from Sri Caitanya Caritamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 13, verses number 114 to 117. Durvadhanya Gorachana Haridra Kumkuma Chandana Mangala Davya Patra Bhariya Vastra Gupta Dola Chari Sangelana Dasi Cheri Vastralankara Petari Bhariya. Translation. Riding in a palanquin covered with cloth and accompanied by maidservants, Sita Thakurani came to the house of Jagannath Mishra, bringing with her many auspicious articles such as fresh grass, paddy, goro chana, turmeric, kumkuma, and sandalwood. All these presentations filled a large basket. Purport of the Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The words Vastra Gupta Dola are very significant in this verse. Even 50 or 60 years ago in Calcutta, all respectable ladies would go to a neighboring place riding on a palanquin carried by 4 men. The palanquin was covered with soft cloth, and in that way there was no chance of seeing a respectable lady traveling in public. Ladies, especially those coming from respectable families, could not be seen by ordinary men. This system is still current in remote places. The Sanskrit word Asurya Pasya indicates that a respectable lady could not be seen even by the sun. In the Oriental culture, this system was very prevalent and was strictly observed by respectable ladies, both Hindu and Muslim. We have actual experience in our childhood that our mother would not walk even next door to observe an invitation. Rather, she would go in either a carriage or a palanquin carried by 4 men. This custom was also strictly followed 500 years ago, and the wife of Advaitacharya, being a very respectable lady, observed the customary rules current in that social environment. So here we're hearing this chapter. The name of this chapter is The Advent of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. It's a very beautiful chapter describing all the activities leading up to Lord Chaitanya's birth, and after his birth, all the people who come to visit him. As we know that when Caitanya Mahaprabhu was born, it was a Purnima, it was a full moon. But the moon hid its face. The moon was feeling embarrassed that Gora Chandra, the beautiful moon of Navadvip, was going to appear. The Mayapur Chandra Odaya, the rising moon of Mayapur, was going to appear. So the moon covered his face so that Lord Chaitanya, who was a real moon, could shine brightly. And therefore there was an eclipse on that day. And I thought it was very significant that also just this last Gaur Purnim, which is some 520 years after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, that there was an eclipse on the Purnima. At least in India there was on the same day, all over the world, I guess. But so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so the moon hid its face, and on that day, all the inhabitants of Navadvip, they all went to go bathe in the Ganga, and because at that time it's inauspicious, everyone becomes impurified, they become polluted. So they go and they bathe in the Ganga during that time, and they all chanted Hari 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 Hari, and they all were chanting Hari Bol and in great ecstasy. Advaita. Now in this verse we're hearing about Sita Thakurani going to visit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Mahaprabhu was born from the womb of Sachi Mata, and his mother's name was Sachi Mata, his father was Jagannath Mishra. When he was born, he exhibited all the signs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He had all the markings. Everyone could tell that this child was very special. And people came from all over Navadvip. Navadvip is a quite big area. It's 9 islands, and not just the Navadvip town that we know of now. And they all came, and they came bearing gifts, and it describes in the previous verses that no one knew who was coming and who was going. There was just so many people coming through and offering so many gifts to Sachi Mata and to their child, Nimai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then, also many of the demigods, they came, and of course, all the women were very excited. The women get excited when there's a child is born. So all the women were very excited, and Sita Thakurani, she came on a palanquin all the way from Shantipur, which is Advaita Acharya's home. He has a home in Shantipur. He also has a home in Navadvip, in Mayapur. So at that time he was in Shantipur. So he came along with, he sent Sita Thakurani, and she brought so many gifts. We hear about all the different types of gifts she brought. She brought tiger's nails set in gold, waist decorations of silk and lace, and different ornaments for his hands and legs, like bracelets and ankle bells, different saris and saris for Sachi Mata, and small clothes for little Nimai, and so many other riches, including silver coins and gold. And now in this verse, we hear about very many auspicious articles that she brought. All these articles that are told about in this verse, they are used in yagyas, they are used in different auspicious rituals that are performed. Some of them are durva grass. The durva grass is very important in yagyas and in other auspicious things that are done. Gocharana, haridra, turmeric, kumkum, and these mixtures of the turmeric and haldi, sometimes they're smeared on the body to make nice skin. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already has beautiful skin, he's golden, but still they brought all these articles for his pleasure and for the pleasure of, so that they could enjoy serving him in that way by smearing his body with sandalwood paste, turmeric, kumkum, and these all filled up a huge basket. It's significant to understand who Sita Thakurani is. In the Gaura Ganadesh Tipika, it explains that Sita Thakurani is actually Yogamaya. So Yogamaya plays such an important role in Krishna's pastimes, and thus we can understand that Sita Thakurani also plays such an important role in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. The Yogamaya, she carries out all of the desires of Krishna. In Vrajadham, whenever Krishna desires anything, by his Ichha Shakti, by his desiring it, then Yogamaya, who is a personality, she's always ready and there to carry out his desires. And in the Bhagavad Gita, there's the verse that explains that the devotees, they are all under the guidance of Yogamaya. Mahatmanastu ma'am partha devim prakritim ashrita bhajantyanyana manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. That the Mahatmas, or the devotees, they are all under the Devim Prakriti, the divine potency of the Lord. Because as we know, there's two types of potencies of the Lord. There's the Yogamaya and there's the Mahamaya. The Mahamaya is the illusory potency of the Lord that covers over the people in the material world that they think that they're really enjoying. And the Yogamaya is the potency of the Lord that covers over the devotees, sometimes so that to expand the love within their heart for Krishna. Just like there's an example from the Krishna book of how Yogamaya, the whole time, all the Brajavasis, they're all covered by Yogamaya. But sometimes after Krishna had killed Putana and Shakatasura, these were very big demons. And when we read it, we think, we understand that, Krishna is God, he must be God because he was able to kill these big demons, and a small child, he wasn't even 1 year old when Putana came to try to kill him. But instead he sucked out her life. So he was only like a few weeks old and that happened. So actually 10 days, I think about 10 days old or something. So after that, we would think that the Vrajavasi should understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.